that to me, that community, that family that we build it in a class. We build it like that. It is the thing you can't put a price on, to be completely honest, because in life as adults, I think it can be really difficult to make friendships. Like there's so much going on. For example, I meant to text a girlfriend 2 weeks ago. She travels a lot. I travel a lot. Something happened in my life. And Brad's like, I think you should text her. And I was like, yeah, I should text her. And I just didn't do it. And then I was taking my yoga class. Oh my God, I need to check and see how she is. Now that I'm in town, I can't wait to see her. And after yoga class, she'd already texted me. So I just fucking love that. But that friendship, while amazing and wonderful, and for sure, I can go a month without texting her and we're still the deepest and wonderful of friends. On this retreat, there's not a month to make a friendship. You make it in a minute.
Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started.
Hello, Be It Babe. How are you? I'm your guest today. No, it's me, and I'm really excited to chat with you. I realize you hear about us talking about Cambodia a lot, like in like clips of like, come with us, come do Pilates, come do this. And you probably take a week off of your life to get on a plane. And for most people, at least 17 hours of travel, but probably more like 21. To do all that, you probably want to know a little bit about what is it like, right? And so I thought I'd just give you like a lowdown of my 3 favorite parts. And on Thursday, Brad's going to tell you about his favorite parts about the retreat. And I hope that this really makes you realize, oh, I'm coming in October. This is going to be something I do. And if you're someone who wants to host your own retreat, you can actually use our system, and our team helps that make it easier for you. Obviously, you'd replace Pilates with whatever it is you do. But at any rate, let me tell you a little about it. So first of all, why do we go to Cambodia? Why do we go to Siem Reap? Well, if you're at all like me, you're probably like, can we go to an island? Can I lay on a beach? And I definitely understand a vacation of that sort, but this is not that. And you come to this for a different reason. So first of all, when Brad and I got married, which will be 10 years ago this October, Brad and I got married. He wanted to go to Siem Reap for our honeymoon. And I was like, wow, that is not what I thought a honeymoon would be. I thought a honeymoon would be like an island in Thailand on a boat. But really, I was like, okay, well, if we do Siem Reap, can we go to Thailand? And we also went to Japan. It was really, really fun. And the most hilarious thing is like what we resist is there to assist, because we landed in Siem Reap and I was, my soul is home. It was dark, you guys. It was so dark. We went straight to bed. But like, I just was so excited to be there. I love the smell of it. I love the energy. It was just so different. And I think you guys, we have an episode that came out with Monique Rhodes about getting out into cultures that are different than ours and getting a little uncomfortable. And I just realized there was like a sense of joy around me and energy inside me that was like, this is amazing. I got up and we watched the sunrise over Angkor. And then we went to like 7 temples in one day, maybe 9. And I just knew I had to come back. And so a year later, we had 2 retreats that year. We took people, Pilates clients there, and we just had so much fun. We did it again and again and again. Now we've done, 10 or 12 retreats. At any rate, what happens when you come on a retreat with us, and the reason I think you will love this so much is I really believe that women should travel abroad. I think it's really important for women to see different ways the world works, see how different cultures support the people around them and community around them. I just thought it was just like the coolest thing. And so at any rate, I also know that traveling alone is not actually everyone's cup of tea. And also it might not feel very accessible or very safe. And so when we created this retreat, I wanted you to come to my home because that's going to make you feel more comfortable, right? And also we want to make it super easy so that you don't even have to worry about how do you get from the airport to where we are. It's a different country. It's a different language. Whenever I land in a different country, I'm always like, okay, I know once I get to my hotel, I'm going to be okay. But from the hotel to the airport, how does this work? Do I need a credit card? Do I have cash? Do I have to exchange already? What's the cultural system? How far is the airport? Sometimes they're so far away. So you don't have to worry about that because we actually pick you up. We have one of our most amazing drivers, trusted drivers, who comes and picks you up. You come to our house and we do 5 Pilates classes over the 6 days. So we actually do a class when you arrive just to stretch out from the plane. And I find out like what your movement goals are that week and what exercises you want to move through. And each class helps each person build up to the practice and things that they want. And we had so many people, like this last retreat, we had people who never did Pilates before, to clients of ours who've been part of OPC for a really long time, to teachers who've been teaching for a really long time. And each person got to work on an exercise that they really struggled with and get some breakthroughs. It was really a lot of fun. And so we do one afternoon class, and then 4 mornings we do a class. We don't do a class on the sunrise day. I promise you, we get enough steps in. We get enough steps in. And so it's just really quite fun to see also how your Pilates practice can change, not only in a week, but from day to day, depending on what we did the day before, which is just fabulous. It's like creating the Pilates movement habit that you really want. We do it together on this retreat. So Brad will talk more about all the temples and the food and all the other stuff, but I wanted to tell you about the workshops. So I used to do Pilates mat workshops. And the truth is that it's hot. It's hot there. And 2.5 hours working on our mats on these exercises, while super fun and interesting, is also just a lot. It's a lot on the body. It's a lot on the mind. And I don't think it makes your mat practice more consistent when you get home. The mat classes themselves do that. So I pulled together some of my favorite things that are like podcast type, my business coaching type, my breathwork stuff, all that stuff. I pulled it together and I put this unique 2-day workshop together where we do breathwork to visualize what we want. Who do we want to be? What is this be it till we see it, right? What is that? And then we journal, and you can share what you want. Obviously, I don't have to. And then we go through all the different things that you should get clear on. So it's like everything every Be It pod guest has taught us, wrapped on manifestation and visualization into a workshop. And we end with breathwork. And it's just so beautiful to solidify it. Then the next day we come back, I take that woo-woo and I bring in stuff that makes it a one-woo, which is how do we actually get the thing we visualize to become reality? How do we do that? And I can tell you right now, because we've done this so many times and we've had people do it twice, that we have a woman, her wins will be shared on a future FYF, that in less than 6 months of the retreat and what she visualized, she is already doing the things that she put together already, right? Already done. So because we actually talk about, okay, so you're really busy. You've known you want this life for a really long time, but you don't know how to do it. We actually go through a series of exercises to make that a reality. Buy back your time. Make it easier for you to have the habits you want. Make a morning routine that you like to have. Make an ideal schedule that has you and your priorities in it. All the things that you hear me talk about in like short, quick sentences, we take hours to like really dive in. And depending on who you are and where you're at in your life, one of the practices we do might be the exact thing you need, where the other one might be for someone else. It's just really fun because by the end of the second workshop day, you have homework that you can take back on literally what your first next step is to make this vision become a reality, to make this vision something you can be till you see. It's just really, really cool. And it's something that I promise you, like doing breath work outside and hearing birds chirping and sometimes a frog ribbiting to the side. And then the traffic's going by. Like, it's just really cool. Like, you're not so removed from life that you're, woo, I'm off in Wonderland. And then you visualize something that's not even what you want, but it just sounds so spiritually amazing. No, you visualize what you want. And the thing that this retreat always attracts is the most epic people. And they change you because they validate you. They see you. They high five you. We had a beautiful soul who was like, I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to feel like this emotion. I'm going to keep that between the retreaters. And the women there didn't even know her. And they were like, no one would ever judge you for that. You don't need to feel like that. And validated her in a way. They don't know her, And so that, to me, that community, that family that we build it in a class. We build it like that. It is the thing you can't put a price on, to be completely honest, because in life as adults, I think it can be really difficult to make friendships. Like, there's so much going on. For example, I meant to text a girlfriend 2 weeks ago. She travels a lot. I travel a lot. Something happened in my life. And I was like, I think you should text her. And I was like, yeah, I should text her. And I just didn't do it. And then I was taking my yoga class. Oh my God, I need to check and see how she is. Now that I'm in town, I can't wait to see her. And after yoga class, she'd already texted me. So I just fucking love that. But that friendship, while amazing and wonderful, and for sure, I can go a month without texting her and we're still the deepest and wonderful of friends. On this retreat, there's not a month to make a friendship. You make it in a minute. And it's really quite cool because these people have no idea what your life is back at home. And so you can kind of explore the things that you desire, the things you want, the things that you're worried about in a way that is in a different vacuum, half a day away from everything else. You can notice what you miss, what you don't miss. You can notice what you don't actually worry about and what you are. And it really helps you have some perspective. But most importantly, you get these deep friendships that just this shared experience that even a year, 5 years from now, you'll think back to this trip and that person, that conversation, and how integral it was into you becoming more of the person you want to be. I think it's really hard to dream up what your future should be in the current chaos of your life. I think it's just really hard because even if you are able to like close your eyes and tune out all the noise, the moment you're done with the meditation, there's a knock on the door and an extra bill came that you weren't expecting, or someone texts you out of the blue and needs something. And so it can be really hard to like stay in that juiciness, right? To stay in that space, to really pull it together, to pull the whole dream together, pull a vision together, to like really explore what you don't want without any outside influence. And so, yes, we're there and we're outside and there's going to be influence, but that influence is going to be, oh my God, over 1,000 years ago, a bunch of people built these temples without machines, right? They did it with bamboo and elephants, and someone put this from idea into reality. And there was a whole world here thriving away from the ocean 1,000 years ago because they were able to figure out how to get the water to run the wrong direction so that they could live. Talk about moving actual mountains to create a society that thrives and survives. And so to me, what is so cool about prioritizing your Pilates practice or even starting a Pilates practice and being around other people and having the most incredible experience and exposure to something so different. In Cambodia, they have a very savory breakfast. Okay. And it's very filling because a lot of them work outside. And most of us probably barely sit down and enjoy our breakfast. But there we like sit down, enjoy it. We get to explore it. We have it outside. There's all these different things we do. And having that such a different cultural experience keeps you from doubting or putting up obstacles to making your dreams a reality, which is why so many of our retreaters have come back again and have made changes within a week, 30 days, 6 months of their life and are having their dream become a reality. And more importantly, they're in community. You guys, like I was saying, it was so hard to build friendships. You build them in seconds because you all are there because you wanted a week away. So you have that in common. You're all there because you're like, I wanted to see this. I want to go on this experience. And so it really brings barriers down and allows you to have really deep, wonderful aha conversations. And yeah, you'll go shopping or go for a walk with someone you literally met yesterday. And it's just magical. So I'm really obsessed with this retreat. I really love exposing people to a culture that's so different than theirs. I really love people seeing how uncomfortable they can be. Not that our retreat is uncomfortable at all, but meaning like, yes, you can do that long flight. Yes, you can get to a foreign country on your own. Yes, you can be amongst strangers and make friends. Yes, you can do Pilates 5 times in 1 week. Yes, you can visualize what you want. Yes, you can try a food that you've never heard of and like it. Yes, you can, right? And what that brings in your confidence that you take home with you. Most people get home and they're like, take me back. How do I go back to where that was? Because there's just something so present in your body when you're there. That's how I can describe it. You just get so present. Get out of all the chaos and you get to just be yourself amongst some really cool people. So I want you to come. I want you to come this year. I want you to come with us. I want you to stay at my house. I want you to move with me. I want to hear what you dream of and I want to celebrate that. And I want to help you find the first next step for that. And I want to build a community with you that puts in built-in cheerleaders and accountability buddies to remind you, oh my God, remember this? I want to give you memories that last a lifetime. So go to crowsnestretreats.com so that you can, be it till you see it on this. And I think the be it action I would just be like, what if you could do this trip? What if you could go on a trip? What if you were someone who could go on this trip? What would that look like? Who would you have to be? What help do you need? Do you need a travel agent to help you book the flight? Okay, let's do that. Don't let that technology stop you. Don't let the crazy trip stop you. Do you need someone to watch your dog? I bet you there's someone who just watch your house and your dog for you. Like literally there's websites for that. What if you could make this trip happen instead of going, oh, next time. Oh, I'm too busy this year. What about next time? What if you could make it happen? I think that's my beta action item. And I will say, I pulled this for Brad, but I think it's really cool for this podcast. It says, my creativity exists outside the paradigms I'm told to squeeze myself into. My creativity exists outside the paradigms I'm told to squeeze myself into. You are told all the time, busy, busy, busy. People who are busy get stuff done. And you're also told a ton of stuff about why you can't take a week off for yourself. It must be a trip you do with others. You can come on this alone. We've got others for you. Yes, you can. You can. And the way the retreat is set up, if you fly on a Friday night, depending on where you live, you will be there on Sunday morning at the latest, maybe Sunday afternoon. The retreat starts in the early evening and we end on a Friday morning so that you can fly out on a Friday and be home probably on a Friday. So like a week of work. Come on, what are you waiting for? All right, loves, I hope that it was fun to go on a little adventure with me, letting me share why I do this retreat, why I want you on it, what you're going to do with me on it. Thursday, Brad's going to talk about all the other goodness, his favorite parts. And I think it's really fun to hear why he loves it so much. And then you get to experience both of us on a retreat together. And the joy and the adventure is just, well, it's a good kind of contagion. All right, loves, until next time, be it till you see it.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day.
Be It Till You See It is a production of the Bloom Podcast Network. If you want to leave us a message or a question that we might read on another episode, you can text us at +1 310 905 5534 or send a DM on Instagram at BeItPod.
It's written, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Crowell.
It is transcribed, produced, and edited by the Epic team at Diseño.co.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to Melissa Solomon for creating our visuals.
Also to Angelina Herrico for adding all of our content to our website. And finally, to Meredith Root for keeping us all on point and on time.